body had a lot of injuries on the head. The body had a lot of injuries on the hand, the shoulder area, but the head was swollen all around. The frontal part of the head, the nose, the ears, generally the head was swollen. And there was a lot of blood oozing from both the nose and the mouth.
Will Albert Ojwang family and Kenyans in general get justice after his tragic death? I'm Vicky Vikina, and today let's take a deep dive into the late Albert Ojwang's tragic death after it was alleged that he was killed by policemen in Central Police Station, and as we are talking, his body is lying lifeless at City Mortuary. According to the father, the late Albert Ojwang was a teacher by profession and also a known blogger, especially on X, or formerly known as Twitter. And of course, what led to his arrest was the complaint that was made by Mr. Lagat, who went on to file a complaint that his name was being tarnished, especially on X, by the late former blogger, that is Albert Ojwang. And that is what led to his arrest, whereby he was arrested in western town of Homa Bay and then driven 350 kilometers, that is 220 miles, to the capital of Nairobi, and that is where he was being held at Central Police Station.
Sielewi man.
Ni tagu ulifanya ama?
Sielewi hata hajanieleza man.
Wamekwambia unapeleka police station gani?
Central.
Central Police.
Hapa nje.
Central Police.
Yeah.
Sawa, na haujakunyang'anya phone right? Haujakunyang'anya simu? Wamekunyang'anya simu?
Ile kwa nafikisha ndio wamenirudishia sasa niongee.
Wanadai aje, wanasema aje?
Sasa nifike huko.
Ufike Nairobi kwanza.
Turudi Mei twende.
Hello.
Yeah.
Pia nilikuwa nataka kuverify, alafu sasa tupange, alafu tujue kama tutafika kesho Central.
Sawa mzee.
Mungu anapeleka Central, jina nani alipelekwa Kamkunji?
Central.
Sawa, kama kesho, hata kama sio atakamlinda, ndafika hivyo Central kesho. Sawa mzee. Hizo mambo kwa fiti,
Mike kwa ndani? How is it mzee? Mimi I've never experienced it.
Nishaikoa inda, so mambo itakuwa fiti. Kutakuwa na challenges hapa na pale, lakini mambo itakuwa fiti. Usitension tu. Nakwambia utakuwa na challenges hapa na pale, lakini mambo itakuwa fiti. Nishaikoa inda, so mambo itakuwa poa. Na Inda is one of the worst police stations in Nairobi. So
like nitakuwa safe hapo ndani.
Nini?
Will I be safe?
Light?
Safe.
Yeah. Rumande ni safe.
That is among one of the last conversations that the late Albert Ojwang had with colleagues, or we can say friends, whereby he went on to give them the news that he was indeed arrested and he was being transferred from Homa Bay to Central Police Station in Nairobi, Kenya. And from the voice recordings or the voice conversation that you have heard, the late Albert Ojwang was fearing for his life, asking the friend if indeed he was safe there. But he went on to give the news that indeed he was arrested and he was waiting to be taken to court or wherever action that the police were going to take. But shock to many Kenyans, they didn't live to see Albert Ojwang live another day.
Up to the station, and if the boy is taken to court, then now we follow it up from court. Today again, while I was in charge, he called to inform me that he had come to Nairobi to make follow-up of the arrest, and confirmed that the boy died at the police station. It's quite unfortunate because the offense that they were informing me that the boy was being investigated for related to alleged media publication on Twitter. that is really not something that I would expect that would lead to somebody losing his life. It does really not matter what the offense is, even if the boy had killed somebody or murdered people, because there is the law. We would have expected that the boy be brought to the station, processed normally, and taken to court on Monday, and charged and start trial. If he's guilty, he will be punished according to law. Causing people's death in the police station like this or wherever is really against the law, it's really against the constitution, and it is quite unfortunate. It is really quite unfortunate, and this is a matter that will not be left to lie like this. It must be investigated so that the truth about what really caused the death of this boy be revealed.
That was the father of the late Albert Ojwang and the lawyer after they found out the tragic news that the son, that is Albert Ojwang, was no more. And many Kenyans really wanted to know what had really happened. So according to the police, this was their statement. Mr. Ojwang was found unconscious during a routine inspection of the cells and rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The director of Amnesty International Kenya branch, that is Irungo Houston, told the BBC that Mr. Ojwang's death was very suspicious. Mr. Houston said it was quite shocking that Mr. Ojwang was not booked in at the local police station after being detained, but was instead taken on a long journey that is being transferred from Homa Bay to Nairobi. Mr. Juma also cited bruises on Mr. Ojwang's shoulders and hands, injuries which he said were inconsistent with a single impact against a wall. So remember, the police gave their report whereby they said that the late Mr. Ojwang was found unconscious in the police cell. But on this other side, Mr. Juma went on to cite that there were bruises on Mr. Ojwang's shoulders and hands, injuries which he said were inconsistent with a single impact against a wall.
And the body had a lot of injuries on the head. The body had a lot of injuries on the hand, the shoulder area, but the head was swollen all around. The frontal part of the head, the nose, the ears, generally the head was swollen. And there was a lot of blood oozing from both the nose and the mouth.
No more killing! Nimesomesha mtoto. Nimefurahi kazi ya jeshi. Sasa amekataa. Anasema wacha nifanye biashara. Hiyo ni kazi ya wauaji. Ni nini baya? Ni nini mnatulia watoto? Mnatulia watoto. Atajiji mnaza. Atajiji mnaza. Mnatulia watoto kwa nini? Mnaua watu wamesoma kushinda nini? Mtatulia watoto kama nini?
Albert Ojwang's death in detention comes at a time of rising concern about how some government critics are being treated, especially whereby we see some of people, Kenyans getting arrested, but they are not arrested in that properly manner and the law is not being followed. And that led to dozens of activists today who went on and staged a protest outside City Mortuary, that is where the late Albert Ojwang's body is lying in the capital of Nairobi, Kenya, following the death of the 31-year-old man that is in police custody, whereby we saw many of these activists, celebrities, the likes of Lynn Ngugi. We have seen some of the political, people talking about it and praying that the family of the late Albert Omondi will get justice. But the question is, will the police surrender and finally tell the truth of what indeed happened inside those detention cells, whereby according to their statement, they found the late Albert unconscious. But is that the truth? According to the autopsy, we've seen that one of the person who does autopsy, that is Mr. Odwor, who went on to step down when it comes to handling the case of the late Albert Ojwang. So will the family find justice? Will Kenyans know the truth that really happened? Or are the police giving their side of the truth? Are they saying the truth? Let us know about all this in the comment section. A lot is yet to happen. We've seen a lot of politicians talking about it, the likes of the former deputy president, Babu Owino. Many of the celebrities are on the streets today protesting. So how far is this case going to take until probably the family gets justice? Let us know in the comment section.
Sasa huyu Albert tumtafutie haki yake, si ndio? Si lazima tumtafutie haki yake? Nani kuambia wewe Kasongo, shida ile uko nayo inakusumbua ni damu ya Gen Z iko mkononi mwako, mkiwa na ile mtu ya Soprano. Sasa wewe umeongeza damu ingine ya Albert. Utaendelea kuhangaika hapa mpaka unajiongelesha. Si ndio?